Look, I held off talking about this yesterday because I'm torn. I don't know how to feel about Xbox acquiring Activision Blizzard for close to $70 billion. It could either be great for the consumer or awful for the consumer, and I'm going to explain why I have these two trains of thought right now. Let's get into it. Skip it up and that up. So I literally heard, I had to run errands at the mall, and I heard people talking about Microsoft buying Activision. That's how big of a deal this Xbox Activision Blizzard purchase is. There's random people you're going to there's political YouTube channels talking about this. I've never seen it. This is the biggest story in gaming ever. Now, I will admit that when I heard about this, I was kind of this is like a monopolistic thing that Xbox/Microsoft is doing, buying Activision. It's not technically a monopoly, but it's very Disney-like. Let's put it that way. And I'm thinking to myself, they're gonna kind of slowly snuff out the competition. Now, I know in terms of gaming revenue, Microsoft is actually behind Sony and Tencent. Let me read this to you real quick. It's coming from PlayStationLifestyle.net. Nico Partners Senior Analyst Daniel Ahmad provided the figures for the year ending in April 2021, and Sony was valued at $22.67 billion. This meant they were the second biggest gaming company in the world behind Tencent, who were valued at $29.3 billion after including the gaming revenue from their social networks too. At the time, Microsoft was valued at $13.83 billion. Keep in mind, they're just talking about gaming, okay? Which put them in fourth place. Nintendo took up the third spot at $15.79 billion. All three console providers included revenue from games and hardware. Now, this is where things get even more interesting. If the revenue of Microsoft and Activision Blizzard was combined for 2021, their value would have been $21.9 billion and would have placed them comfortably in third. We can assume with Microsoft's statement today that the placings are still accurate. Only estimates are available for the company's current value in gaming revenue, with accurate figures expected in April 2022. Now, there's a lot of people who are putting different thoughts into my ear, and I'll give a shout out to Jez Corden over at Windows Central. Very nice guy. We follow each other on Twitter. He's one of the most down-to-earth people I've personally met in this industry. And Jez kind of gave me a different perspective on it, saying, what would you rather have had? There's more than likely that Activision was a sinking ship with all the controversy going around it, and Microsoft could steer it in the right direction. He also put in my ear, which I did forget about, so I have to give Jez credit, is that Microsoft is far from the biggest gaming company out there. At least for now. Like I just said, if their revenue from Activision and Microsoft was combined together for gaming in 2021, they would be in third place for gaming revenue. Nintendo would be behind them. So as much as I still have concerns, those are really valid points. And then I thought about other things too. Look, we're heading towards the age of whether you wanted to or not. I don't want it. So believe me, this isn't me saying it because, yes, I can't wait till everything with gaming becomes a subscription. But here it comes. The train is stopping at the digital distribution or games as a service station, and it's letting everybody off. You're either getting off the door or you're just going to miss the stop and it's never going back. I don't know if that's a good analogy. I had a couple edibles, Bird, and things are getting strange. What? Why didn't you advertise in this video that I actually remastered Intro Guy's Fart live on stream on RTU Streams, my secondary YouTube channel? Why didn't you tell anybody? What happened? What the hell do I pay you for? What are you doing? I'm tired of this. I tell you to do one goddamn thing and you can't do it. hate when birds attack me for no reason. It's not like I was doing bird abuse. Make sure you sub to my secondary YouTube channel, RTU Streams. We just hit over 50,000 subscribers there, and there's man on bird action. And sometimes I remaster farts to give them extra sonic fidelity. We did that last night. We did that to intro guys, Ass Air. You should go check it out. Link below. So anyway, yes, games are becoming a service. I'm not thrilled with it. I see the benefits, but I also see the massive drawbacks. I know basically physical media is already dead. The disc that you buy for your consoles is a placeholder. The only benefit you get is you could trade the games or sell the games. But I don't know. I just like having physical copies of something, or just having, I buy the software and it's downloaded to my computer and it's on my computer. But needless to say, we are in the beginning phases of where games are a service. Here's my point. I know I'm rambling a little bit. You know that everyone's going to want to get on the gravy train. Sony, they already have PS Now. Microsoft, they already have Game Pass. You know, third-party companies. You know that I'm sure if Activision wasn't purchased by Microsoft, I'm sure they would have made some game streaming service. You know that Capcom is going to want to do it. Or just imagine all these companies have it, okay? And then just EA wants their streaming service. And then Nintendo, they could barely get online to work, but I'm sure eventually they may have some kind of streaming service. I hope they hold out because I want them to be the company that holds out, but they may not. So what are you going to do if all of these companies had their own streaming services and the only way you could access their games is through their streaming services? I did a little math with a calculator because I can't count to 10 with my fingers and I hate birds. But I did a little math, and this should make it sink in. Like, okay, you want competition, all the companies to be separate, but if you're going to have to pay for separate services, things add up. So say this isn't a stretch. Say there's 5 different companies that develop games that you like, and 5 of them have all of their games behind a Xbox Game Pass like game wall, okay? And let's say they're asking for $14.99, like for Game Pass Ultimate. That's $74.99 a month. Now, they may ask for less, some may ask for more, but I was like, let's go with that. It's what Microsoft is asking for the Ultimate Game Pass option. So now that's $74.99 a month, $75 a month. Let's just keep it $74.99. Now, excuse me, made a little mistake there. 5 times $14.99 would be $74.95. So now, that's monthly. That's one AAA game a month, I guess, Rich. That's okay. But now imagine you only play like 2 or 3 games a year, but you need to be signed up for all these subscriptions, so you make sure you have access to these games. Or say you play 5 games a year, and each one was on a different subscription. There is a chance that could happen. So $74.95 a month times 12 is... I know a lot of people that don't spend that kind of money. And this is, you may sign up for more services. There may be more developers and publishers that make these monthly services. So what I'm saying is, I don't want a monopoly, and I don't want Sony, Microsoft, or Nintendo to become a gaming monopoly. Nintendo kind of, in a way, indirectly was in the 80s, and they did a lot of anti-consumer practices. But at the same time, do I want the damn gaming industry that fractured where I have to sign up for a billion services because I want competition? That's insanity. Almost $900, and that's before taxes. So actually it would be over $900 a year, that price I just gave you. That's insane. That's a lot of money. Or you could just sign up for Xbox Game Pass and just pay $14.99 a month. Or you could even sign up for just Xbox Game Pass and not get Game Pass Ultimate, and it's $10 a month, $120 a year. $120 a year, and you have access to a bunch of different games from a bunch of different publishers. Or the industry stays fractured, and say you want to sign up for 5 of these subscriptions. Okay, and they are at $14.99 a month. Before taxes, you're going to be at almost $900 a year. So, okay, there's competition, but it actually hurts our wallets more. So, companies consolidating under the games as a service business concept or business that's coming, that's what the industry is becoming, actually would be more beneficial to our wallet. So I don't know if, look, this is uncharted territory. It's like YouTube in 2005, uncharted territory. No one knew where user-generated content was going to go. YouTube and other services like Twitch and Facebook are still trying to figure it out. And this is where games as a service is right now. It's uncharted territory. So we don't know what's good for the industry, what's bad for the industry. But I kind of see, I was looking at this negatively at first, and now I'm kind of seeing both sides. I'd rather pay only $120 a year and maybe there be slightly less competition than pay $900 a year plus, if you include tax, because I want competition. Ain't really that competitive. It's hurt my wallet almost 8 times more. We'll have to see what happens, man. So long as there's a balance in between some consolidation and still good, healthy competition, maybe it's a good thing. Because do you want to pay $900 a year just to play a handful of games? I sure as hell don't. This is Rich at Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one. We'll have to wait and see what happens. And I'm sorry about that. Tell them to sub to RTU Streams. Link below again in the description. Yeah, it's 2 shameless plugs in one video. What are you going to do? Sub to the stream channel. I'm going to eat hot Carolina Reaper jerky there, 3 bags of it. We'll see what happens to my holes.
Bacana.